Hello and welcome to the Change Gang podcast with me, your host, Laura Ordile. I'm here to help you hold on to your sanity and your soul as you move through big change. I'm here to guide you from frustration to flow in your life, bridging the practical and the woo, just for you. Let's go. Hey Change Gang, welcome to the week. Alright, so last week we talked a little bit about manifesting, and I'm going to carry that into this week with a little bit of kick, I guess you'd say, a little caveat. I'm going to speak about it in terms of the elements, because you guys know I love astrology. If you don't know that, then you should know that now, because I'm an astrologer. I love astrology. I think it's super helpful. And one of the things that astrology really shows us is how to work with the elements in our life and in our chart. And I talk about that in some other episodes. So have a look at those, have a listen to those, and then come on back here. And I do talk about finding and working in your chart in the Change Gang group. So if you'd like to join that, there's a link in the show notes. You can go to, it's changeganggroup.com. changeganggroup.com, all one word. So have a peek in there. It's on Facebook, so if you're on Facebook, I'd love to have you join me there. So let's jump into chatting about manifesting with our elements. We use elements every day in our life. They influence us in so many ways, and when we need to balance them out, we need to work with each one every day to bring that into play, to bring balance into play for us. So how it works with manifesting is, so we have our four elements: air, earth, water, fire, and each one of those play into our manifestation process. Air comes in with the idea of what we want to manifest. All right, because air is all up in the idea realm. It's all up in our mind, up in the ethers, floating around, creating all the wonderful things that are possible, right? And that's our first connection to what we're going to create, what we're going to do. So we bring in air, and how we do that is we communicate. We communicate that idea. We write that idea down. We speak about that idea. We share about it somewhere, whether it's personally or with other people, but we communicate that idea, right? And then water comes in. Water is feelings, our emotional realm. So how do we feel about that idea? When you sit and you think about it, and you've written it out, and you look at it, you go, how do I feel about that? Check in. And when you're doing that, initiate your intuition, because right there is a great place to do it, right? Feel into it, and then say, all right, check in with your intuition and say, what would I need to do? What does that look like for me? And maybe write that down. What does it look like in my life if I do this? If I move in this direction? If I receive this, what I'm wanting to manifest? All right? So feel into it. See how it feels in your body. And in that state, decide what the next step is. In that feeling state. Because here's the thing. If you feel really good about it, you feel excited, you're going to move into the next wonderful step of making it happen. If at that point of feeling into it, you go, it doesn't feel right now. It doesn't feel like that's the thing for me. It feels like that would be too much right now, or it wouldn't be enough, or it wouldn't fit into my lifestyle. It could be that you're wanting a new couch, but maybe it doesn't feel like it's the right time to go looking for one. Maybe you need to wait for the sales, or you need to get rid of the couch that you have before you get a new one. might leave you couchless for a little while, but you trust your intuition, whatever it is that goes right, because maybe getting rid of that couch gives you just about the extra amount of money that you need to buy the new one. See how that works? Sometimes intuition is a little interesting, but if you follow it, it leads you in a good place. So that's the second step. And then the next step is, once you've felt in the direction and felt into what's next, you initiate fire. Fire, because that is the action step. That is where you're going to move your energy, your body, yourself, everything. Where are you going to move? Maybe it's moving money. Maybe it's moving products that you have for sale. Maybe it's moving just yourself into asking what's next, into doing the research for what you need to make this happen in your life. All right? So fire is that next step. Igniting things. Fire is an ignition. It's a crazy way to get things moving and flowing and going. All right? And we need that fire to make things happen. All right? You can be in flow with air and water. Yes, absolutely. Those things are important. But fire ignites what's next. All right? So how can you do that? Let's say you are manifesting a new couch, all right? You can then, yes, it is time for me to get a new couch, all right? You've been through the feeling of it. Maybe you were supposed to go ahead and get rid of your couch or post it up now. So you go post it for sale wherever you do that, wherever, or you ask a friend, hey, do you know anyone that would want to buy this couch for $50? Maybe that's the step that you need to take. Maybe that's the fire that needs to be ignited. You say, hey, or put a little note up at work, couch for sale. Whatever it is for you, you will know, but you need to take that step. And then once you've initiated that step, the next things will start to flow and flow and flow. And then as you're in that fire movement and you've got things going, then you kind of bring it into this reality point. This is earth. This is grounding. This is going full circle now and bringing it into reality and saying, yep, I'm accepting it. I'm allowing it. I am opening up to this being in my life. Talked about that a little bit in the last episode, where you have to allow these things, and this is a very earth thing to do, right? We allow the earth to change. We allow the grass to grow. We allow the days to change. We allow all of that, and that's a part of earth that you're bringing in. And a great thing to do with this is literally connect with the earth, right? Because this is also about holding loosely. This is where holding loosely comes in. And when you're grounding yourself and you've kind of come full circle in all of these things, then you can feel comfortable in that, because it's like going, you know what? I've done all the things I'm supposed to. I've come up with the idea. I've initiated my intuition. I've felt through it. I have taken some steps that I think will be useful. And now I'm going to live my life. I'm going to put my feet on the ground. I'm going to move and take the next step into my life that makes me happy. And I'm going to open the door to this manifestation coming into my life. And when you do that, you change the energy. Literally, when you touch the earth in some way, a tree, the grass, yes, water, all of it. But when you are grounding yourself and you are changing the physical balance of energy in your body. It's true. Look up earthing or grounding. I believe I talked about it. Goodness, that was a while back. Episode 9, earthing. So have a listen to that one if you're interested in that. But this is the circle of manifestation. All right. This is an actual way that we bring things into our lives, and we need to have all of these elements to make that happen. You can see just by the way that I kind of went through that you have to have each one of those. If you skip the feeling stage of it, if you skip the water, then you're going to be moving in a direction that maybe is not quite right, because you're not feeling right about it, or you didn't step into it in a feeling way that really brings you joy, and then knowing intuitively that that is the right direction for you. So if you skip that step, you could be moving into a direction that's really not going to serve you down the road, maybe in 3, 6 months, a year later, because you didn't take the time to really feel into it. Okay? Kind of hard to skip the idea step, but the communication part of it, that part, because that is where a lot of abundance happens too, when you're writing it down, when you're communicating about it, even if it's just with yourself, like I said, in a journal. It's kind of anchoring in the things that you want to bring forth, all right? And that is an incredible, important thing. So if you skip that part, then you're going to kind of, when you go into that water stage, or that feeling stage, you're not going to really know what you're feeling into, and you'll kind of feel like you're bobbing around, like you're not anchored in. You're on that boat that's floating around, and you don't really know which way to go, where am I looking, what am I doing? So that's incredibly important. You skip the fire stage, you're not going to get anything done, right? And then if you skip that earth, that grounding part, you're going to find that things do not come full circle. They don't actually manifest into your reality. So you've done all these other things, but you're not just seeing it. You're not seeing it. It's not showing up. It's not coming into your physical reality. That's where you need to bring this part in. All right. Really connect with the earth. Yeah. It's an energetic thing, people. It's an energetic thing. And it's easier than we think, but it's also sometimes takes a little bit more of the next step than what we're doing. And if you do them this way, I think you'll see some things shift for you. I'm never going to promise, hey, do this, it's magic, yes, you have to do this, and you're going to have $1 million tomorrow. That's not my promise. I would love to make that promise. I would love to make that promise right now. But I will say, yeah, it kind of is magic. Kind of is. I love that these things work at an energetic level and at that practical level to make it look like it is amazing magic in your life. So there you go, guys. Bring those and check those into your life. Bring those steps in, relate them to those elements in the ways that I talked about, and of course come and listen more about the elements. I have another one, I believe it is called Elements in Astrology, that you can go back and listen to go a little bit deeper, and it'll share a little bit more about each element and the things that are there. But this is a great start. And as I always do, I can talk forever as I get going in astrology. Come on into the Change Gang. We'll talk more, and have a wonderful week ahead. I look forward to meeting up with you again right here next week. I hope today's episode was interesting to you in some way and fun. If so, hey, find someone to share it with. Maybe they need to hear it too, or maybe they'll just enjoy it. If you'd like, go ahead and grab my tips on supercharging your success. It includes a free short meditation to do just that. You can find that at bit.ly/supercharge your success. Until next time, happy day.